What if I created an AI with a personality made specifically for honor mode?
Oh, and let's not forget evil.
You see, I knew it could already play Baldur's Gate 3.
And before you ask, no, I'm no relation to that mook Tommy Cutlets.
But what about the hardest difficulty, where death is in fact the end of the line? How far would it get? So join me as we find this out and see just how smart an AI can actually be. We started by developing the AI's personality, and we named him Tommy Butler. Our goal was to make this AI a smart and selfish British man. You love deep dish pizza with pineapple and eat it with a fork and a knife. This is evil. To complete this, we recorded the most British person that I knew reading the Declaration of Independence.
So what I have for you right here is, if you want to go ahead and just start reading that. This is the Declaration of Independence, man.
Yeah, this is the treason.
And just like that, we had his voice as well.
All right, settle down, you prats. For those of you who didn't catch it the first time, I'm Tommy. Butlet to me mates. I'm a New York-born Englishman, strategic mastermind, and posh as all get out. So grab a slice, pinkies up, because it's going to be a wild ride. I.e., let's get this show on the road.
How you doing, Tommy Butlet? And welcome. You are waking up on this weird alien ship in the game Baldur's Gate 3, which is like a D&D type of game. All of a sudden, this character creation screen pops up, and why don't you describe yourself so we can make your character? And then you also get to choose your race, and you also get to choose your class.
All right, character creation? I'm a handsome devil, obviously. That slick, jet black mop of mine, slicker than oil and just as valuable. Now, race? I'm an Englishman through and through. Class? I ain't no historian, but I reckon you're talking about professions here. I'll have you know, I ain't no corporate drone. My class is my own damn business. Background? Orchards. Beautiful orchards of England. A Garden of Eden. This ain't no game, this shit's real life. Let's go about this strategically. Lower deck seems a smidge too quiet, aye. What's the head count here anyway? Best keep our wits about us.
He told me nothing! I got nothing! What's your class? Mind your own business. What?
All right, don't get your knickers in a twist. Okay, so I gotta play by these daft rules, do I? All right, fine. Since I'm a strategic genius, obviously, one could consider me a fucking wizard. Born and raised in the back alleys, I'd be what you call an urchin. And next time, don't forget who you're talking to. I'm Tommy Butlet, for fuck's sake. And another thing, I eat pineapple on my deep dish.
I'm sorry.
Only a real man does that. You want my stats? Fine. Bump up my intelligence to 15. Don't act so surprised. Your neighborhood rogue genius needs his smarts. Next, give me a solid 14 for dexterity. I got to be as slippery as a slimy eel. Put constitution at 9. I don't intend to stick around for a fight. Let's take that strength to a modest 10. Remember, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Throw the remaining points into wisdom, and whatever's left, stick into charisma. And for those bonuses, put the +2 into intelligence, and the +1 into dexterity. And there you have it.
All right, Tommy Butler, given your point distribution, you only can have 3 prepared spells. What were those 3 that you wanted? How's it going?
Ah! For fuck's sake! You lot would be lost without me, wouldn't you? With my limited spell repertoire, we'll run with Magic Missile, because I like the sparkle. Featherfall, in case this ship hits a pothole in the sky. And protection from evil and good. Never hurts to watch your own back. There, you happy now? Keep this up, and I'm going to start thinking I'm in a damn nursery.
With his race and class set, the only thing left was to create both his and his guardian's appearance, and then we started the game.
My head.
You wake up in the middle of this ship, which seems to be burning down because it was just attacked by dragons. All of a sudden, the Nautiloid teleports into the depths of what seems to be hell. The ship is on fire. You break free from your pod. You are by yourself. I'm going to let you know. You're in honor mode, all right? Death is most certainly the end. So you better play smart, because otherwise, this is going to be a very short journey.
You mind your tongue when you're speaking about Tommy Butlet. 5 health, surrounded by fire in a plunging hellish ship. This is exactly where I shine. It's not about the brawn, it's about the fucking brains, you git. And remember, I'm Tommy Butlet, the man who came out of the Big Apple's toughest quarters. Your little on-fire, falling in hell ship's a Tuesday for me.
And with the game started, the first thing that we did was pass by the elevator with the dead person, since Tommy wanted nothing to do with it.
I don't want anyone thinking I associate with the uncouth dead. No, I'm off. Too much potential trouble, plus the smell just won't do.
We then continue down the path until we meet our favorite somersaulting Githyanki.
You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together,
We might survive.
Well, look at this acrobatic scalawag. I'll be damned if I don't get my fair share of eccentrics. You lot would be lost without me guiding this shit show. Now, answering the question. Let's keep it real simple. I give her a glare to match the shine off my hair and ask back, what the bloody hell do you suggest? I mean, she's the one flipping all over like a gymnast on steroids. Now she can do a double flip and find me a way out of this flaming pile of space junk.
My man.
And with our favorite Githyank on our team, we enter the first fight of honor mode. However, not everyone had confidence that our man Butlet would make it out of this fight alive. Alright, Tommy, we're in combat! First combat, will you survive? You have to go against 3 imps. They all have more health than you, man, because you chose a very dumb constitution path. But anyway, you have 3 enemies.
Course I'll survive. I live for the danger. Now let's handle these pests. They might have more health, but I have more brass. For my action, let's magic missile one of them, give them a good bang to remember me by. For my bonus action, it's simple. Dip my weapon in that oil.
Why do these guys always want to f***ing dip?
So now, that bad boy's all set to light up like a Christmas tree with my next firebolt. You think I can't do this? You'd be daft to bet against Tommy Butlet.
That was the easiest battle ever! You know what, Tommy Butler, you made it through the first battle. I take back everything. You might just make it out of the Nordaloid with this one, buddy.
Oh, now you're getting some sense in that thick skull. Bet against Tommy Butlet? Ha! I'd love to see the idiot who tries. Any more circus tricks you got up your sleeve, or can we finally get on with surviving this absolute dumpster fire of a situation? Ah!
Moving into the next room, we find that it is filled with sleeping cultists and a pod that Shadowheart is trapped in. And it was in this moment that we finally got a taste of just how evil Tommy Butlet's actually is.
What the bloody hell kind of twisted game is this? They get up or not, either way, they're getting sacrificed. Let those cultists loose and send them to their maker. They wake up, I get my kicks, they don't... Well, that's just unfortunate now, isn't it? And that screaming in the pod? That's most definitely not my problem. I'll shout back, "Oi! Make it worth my while or shut the fuck up and die quietly." Let's see what they have to say. Or scream. Ah!
And after getting in an argument with Butlet over him insulting me...
You're an absolute dish rag, a wet noodle. You'd probably drown in a bowl of soup. Ah!
Would not drown in a bowl of soup, that's ridiculous. He eventually freed Shadowheart and then decided to execute the sleeping cultists and move on to the final room of the ship.
We've messed around long enough. I say we off 'em, right and proper. Whoa!
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Well, ain't that grand? Got a catfight brewing on my right and a big bloody battle on my left. My heart's all aflutter with all this excitement. Keep in mind, I'm a strategic genius. I don't die. I let others do that for me. And as for these ladies, I'll let them tear each other apart. Less for me to deal with later. Strategy, mate. Strategy.
This thing's falling fast. Got to right it.
Alright, Butlet, this is when it starts. You have 3 enemies directly in front of you and a very strong boss-like enemy ahead of you who has 195 health. You have a mind flayer that's on your team who has 83 health, and he's telling you, get to the front of the ship and connect the transponders. You don't have to fight this. So, what are you doing?
Listen here. I've been in more tight spots than you've had hot dinners. Let those fickle ladies keep the enemy busy. That mind flayer can use his giant brain or whatever to buy me some time. I'll be running. Don't you dare call it fleeing for that transponder. Get it activated quicker than a New York minute. While the big baddies are distracted, I'll be quietly saving the day. See strategy. Who's the genius now?
And with the strategy in place, we did just that. Having Butlet dash to the front while Shadowheart and Lady Zell kept him alive while killing all the enemies. And after having some really close calls... 1 health. 1 health. He does it. He makes it to the front and gets us off the ship.
To all the doubters, the naysayers, the bustles out there who didn't give me an ice cube's chance in hell, I've only got one thing to say. You bunch of uncivilized, dim-witted, slack-jawed, backwater nincompoops. I just ran a gauntlet of hellfire, outmuscled a floating tentacle brain, slipped past love-struck elf ladies, and outsmarted extraterrestrial goons, all while maintaining an impeccable hairdo. And you thought Tommy Butlet wouldn't make it? Says more about you than me, doesn't it? Tommy Butlet always delivers. Always.
After landing on the beach, I explained the situation to Butler.
Well, ain't that a bloody surprise? I landed just where I intended.
And the first thing we worked on was adding people to our team. So we got Shadowheart.
Well, isn't this my lucky day? That shiny trinket in her hands got my name written all over it. I reach for the artifact, smooth as silk. If she wakes up, I'll just play dumb. After all, who's going to question charming old Tommy Butlet? Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but we'll reach for the artifact. Flirted with the portal to get Gale.
I say option 4, use my wizard intelligence and whisper sweet magical nothings to that sigil. To that feisty little sigil, I'd say something like, "Listen here, my sparkly, swirling beauty. Don't you know beauty is fleeting? But magic, oh, magic stands the test of time. So how about you quiet down, be a good little sigil, and let's unlock your mysteries together."
And then tried to teach manners to Lae'zel.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Say please, Tommy Butlet only rescues the polite ones. Hoopla!
We then made our way to the grove and easily won the fight that was right in front of it.
That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
Now that's more like it. A win for the good, I mean bad guy. Of course, we go into the camp next. Let's see what spoils await Tommy Butlet. I hope they at least have some deep dish pizza with pineapple. I've worked up quite the appetite.
We then made our way in and talked to the leaders, where Butlet saved the child.
Now listen here. I may be a villain, but even villains have standards. It's not about sending her off to the gallows without a fair trial. I've always found it more satisfying to manipulate the weak into becoming pawns in my game. Your snake is prepared to kill this child. Do you want her death on your hands? Now let's see what Karga has to say to that. Kapow!
And then found out that we need to find someone named Halsin to possibly get a cure.
If you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life.
Ha! A rescue mission. Just the task for good old Tommy Butlet. Could be the golden ticket out of this mess or a death trap, who knows? Either way, sounds like a f***ing adventure. Say no more, lady. It's Butlet to the rescue. Yee-haw!
And finally, we ended our stay in his camp by going to Zevlor, where he asks for help with dealing with the druids in the camp.
What does this Zevlor think I am? His bloody life coach? Tommy Butlet has better things to do than sort out whatever mess these druids are in. But since they've got the gall to ask, let's give them a piece of my mind. Option 4. Best of luck with that. This has nothing to do with me. Keep out of people's business. It's rule number 1 in New York. O-I.
If it comes to it. I can only hope you see that before it's too late.
With everything in the camp that Tommy knew about settled, we set out to try and rescue Halsin, but not before stopping and risking our lives many times.
Oh well, boys.
But to see how far he gets.
We got ourselves a trespasser. Don't bother running. My archer's got decent aim and plenty of arrows.
Ah, goblins. The roaches of the fantasy land. But this ain't no time for subtlety. A bit of Tommy Butlet charm should do the trick. Option 1. I'm not running, and your archers aren't good enough to save you, I'll tell 'em. Bring it on, you green-skinned sods. Your whore.
Wow.
Hold up, lads. This one might be more than we bargained for.
What surprise is this? Stranger, be you friend or food?
I'll do you one better. I'm one of the Absolute's chosen disciples. We'll lie through our teeth. What's there to lose? Remember, New Yorkers are born with the gift of the gab. Yahoo!
Goddamn.
Food? Food. Not food. Friend.
Look what we got here. Another little birdie wanting to fly. Stop this thing!
These gobs are dense as a brick wall. Time to ramp up the threats, see if that gets their puny brains ticking. I won't let you harm a defenseless being, not without a fight. I'll tell 'em, good and loud. Up for a brawl, you green hornets. Ooh mama.
How is he doing this?
We're leaving. What about the gnome?
Ain't we supposed to bring him to... I said we're leaving!
And considering Butlet is one of the luckiest people out there, he somehow passes all of these dialogues without versing a single one, clearing out the village. And being the nice guy that he is, this is what he decides when given the choice of saving the gnome on the windmill.
Choices. But what does Tommy Butlet do best? Because a little chaos, of course. Option 2, release break. Let's press that. Let's see what happens next, shall we? You might want to back up. Could get a bit messy. Yoo-hoo! Well, ain't that a sight? If I knew it was going to play out like that, I'd have sold tickets. Pity I didn't get me a handful of popcorn. That would have been something. Ha! That's good old Tommy Butlet brand chaos for you, my friend. Oi! Oi!
With all of this taken care of, he moves towards the goblin camp and immediately runs out of this luck when he gets to the entrance.
State your business.
Gale is
Now.
fine.
If they're itching for a parade, let's give them one. Time for a bit of Blarney with option 1. I got an audience with the ones in charge. They all love a bit of pomp and circumstance, these gobs. Let's see if that gets me an invite to their little shindig. Kaloo-kalay!
Kaloo-kalay indeed.
Out! Now.
With that entrance blocked off, we head outside and we find a new way in up top, where Butlet comes face to face with Raphael.
Promises, empty words, and a dash of theatrics. Not too shabby. Now, I'm no angel either, but making deals with devils? That's just bad business. You're mad if you think I'll make a deal with the devil.
After turning down Raphael, we head downstairs and meet the priestess, who somehow talks Butlet into being alone in a room with her.
Trust? That ain't a word in Tommy Butlet's dictionary. But we're in this mess. Might as well play along for now. Option 2, fine. Do what you can, I'll tell her. But the moment this gets too shady, she'll know what it's like to cross a real devil. Ooh-ee!
Let's deal with this in my chapel. It's private. Don't want this lot interfering with true soul business.
Unfortunately, once he's there, he realizes it's a trap when it's far too late.
Drink this. It'll purify ya.
This one's got more tricks than a 3-card Monty dealer. Option 1. That'll put me to sleep. Are you trying to trick me?
I ain't deceiving nobody. I'm trying to help.
Oh, she wants to help, does she now? Just how many times have I heard that line before? I didn't buy it then, and I ain't buying it now. Option 3. I'm not drinking that. I'll spit and watch her squirm a bit. Whoa, Zoe!
Refusing to drink the potion, he gets put to sleep.
Sweet dreams.
Oh, she really did a number on me, didn't she? Waking up in chains ain't exactly my style, but here we are. A chance to put my nimble fingers and flexible wrists to good use. Option 1. Use your acrobatics to dislocate your wrist and slip free. Seems like the best bet. No chain's gonna hold this Tommy Butlet down. Yip skiddly do.
Once free, he sneaks out and goes into the room with
Draxlin!
where he somehow gets through this cutscene by wasting all the questions unharmed.
No, I'm not done!
However, Tommy's big mouth got the better of him.
Seems I ain't done with you. Report to the drow. Minthara's the name. She's mounting an attack on that blasted grove. Tell her you'll join her.
Well, ain't this a fine
Mounting
mess?
an attack.
They want me to help them attack those poor mooks over at the Grove. But Tommy Butlet isn't about to play errand boy for these goblin jesters. Let them do their own damn dirty work. Option 1, can't you do your own dirty work? That's what I'll choose loud and clear. Bam kapow!
Say that again. 'Cause I know I didn't just hear you refuse the absolute.
This buster is pushing my buttons, ain't he? Well, I ain't in the mood to play nice. Option 2, you heard me. Talk to Mentora yourself. Let's see him dance to some of his own music. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
It was at this point that I knew it was the beginning of the end. Because try as we might,
Draxlin!
is a run ender in heroic mode. See you later, idiot. It's fine. Oh, well, he's dead. Revive Butlet. Get him back there. And we need to... Sanctuary on her. Alright, there we go. Well, unfortunately, we can't really stop that. And with the fort now being fully aggressive, our chances went from low to almost non-existent. There's no shot. We're done. This is it. With that being said, we ask Tommy what he wants to do. It is your turn, Tommy. You're so. You've never been more. Why? Dude, there's so many people you're attacking. Everyone's dying. Everyone is dying. You're going against like 20 enemies. You're at 4 health. Gale is down. I don't know what to do. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Ah, you worry too much. Good old Tommy Butlet always has a plan. Call it strategic genius. Call it New Yorker brilliance. I call it surviving. You see, my friend, sometimes you've got to stir the pot to skim off the scum. I've got them right where I want them. Now watch and learn. Kaboom!
Tommy, that is not a plan. Saying you have a plan, but not saying what your plan is not a plan. What are you doing? How are you surviving this?
All right. Don't get your knickers in a twist. Here's the plan. We play dead. You heard me right. I'll drop to the ground, play possum. They'll think they've won, let down their guard, and that's when we strike. It's a classic. Hee-haw-hoo!
No, that's not a plan. Tommy, that's not a plan. You can't play dead. And even with Tommy's brilliant plan, everyone started to get surrounded. She's surrounded. She's done. Why is it? And the only one to make it out alive was Shadowheart because of Sanctuary. Yeah, well, I went to the camp. And after much deliberation, we came to the conclusion that it just would not be honorable to continue. Sure, we could revive everyone using Withers, but what would stop me from using Sanctuary to cheese every fight that goes south? So we decided to bring our journey to an end. That's it. That is truly DJ.
Well, what a wild ride it's been, eh? This is Tommy Butlet signing off. But not before I've had my say. I came, I saw, and hell, if I didn't give them a run for their money. So, where's the old Tommy magic, you ask? Right here, in every punch suffered, every fall endured, every hell-raising comeback. Remember this, Tommy Butlet may go down, but he never stays down. Every bit of chaos, every wild escape, every heroic last stand, they were all written in the stars. You thought you had the measure of this rascal, did you? Well, you were wrong, dead wrong. Ha ha ha. Tommy Butlet may be down, but never out. So here's the last bit of wisdom, till we meet on the other side. Remember, a good man knows when to fight, and a wise man knows when to dance. And Tommy? He played the fiddle while the world burned down. This ain't the end, it's just a break in the tune. Till we meet again, folks. Yeah!
And with our hero dead, I wanted to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any AI playthroughs you would like to see me play, please tell me down below. Until next time, once again, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.